Live. Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope you all have had a very good Monday. So let's get into the news. Plenty of stuff to go through on tonight's show. So starting off with the big one, we're going for the title, we're going for the thumbnail. It is Hojlund on, Harry Kane off. So all this came out last night. United could have revived their interest in Harry Kane. Now look, I'm under no illusions. Harry Kane is a brilliant striker, probably the best in the world right now in terms of his overall game, and he will be a lot better than Rasmus Hojlund, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for a lot of reasons. Firstly, Daniel Levy doesn't want to sell to United. Secondly, it was never really back on the cards. You know, we don't have the budget to pay for Harry Kane. But I am asking you guys, hypothetically speaking, would you guys rather sign Harry Kane or Hojlund and Amrabat? Because that seems to be the sort of juxtaposition we are currently finding ourselves in. So, coming from Simon Stone, he is saying neither Kylian Mbappe nor Harry Kane are a target for Manchester United this summer. The club do not expect this to change. So it's pretty much been put to bed. Look, it was exciting last night. Everybody was getting ahead of themselves. I thought the whole time it screamed of a Spurs brief trying to drive up the price to Bayern Munich, because if they said to Bayern, oh, we're going to sell to United for 100 million, that means that Bayern have to up their offer if they want him. I did not buy this for 1 minute, guys, last night. There is Hot Fuzz. Good to see you, man. Big ups to yourself. And Luke is down in the chat as well. Good to see you, man. So yeah, look, there is no chance of Harry Kane coming to Manchester United. There is every possibility of Rasmus Hojlund coming. So we've been expecting this bid for the last couple of days. We know it's coming this week. We know it will be in at some stage this week, and it looks like we are making that move. So coming in from Fabrizio Romano himself, Mr. Here We Go, is saying Manchester United are now set to submit the first official bid for Rasmus Hojlund during this week. Player is prioritising Manchester United. That's backed up by what we've seen from Alfredo Padilla, who has said that his agents have been told by Hojlund himself always give priority to Manchester United. He is desperate to sign for this football club. And look, it's not a perfect signing. He's a really good striker, really promising, and a lot of potential. It's not quite realised there. Harry Kane would come in next season, score 40 goals. But it's not going to happen because he will not join Manchester United. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's more the fact that we cannot physically buy this guy. We don't have the budget at all, guys. Big T, good to see you. Hope all is going good. Got a shade as well. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. And Charles is down there as well. Charles, you're from Zambia. Nice one, man. Thank you very much for joining in with us. And you're from Mazbuka, is it? Yeah, it's a nice one, man. It's a nice one. And yeah, big good to see Hot Fuzz as well, man. I did see that you were going live, but I was setting up myself, so I would have hopped on. I'll check it out after the match. Sorry, after the match, after the stream. So I will be on there as well. Don't worry, man. So yes, guys, it looks good for Rasmus Hojlund, and this certainly is a deal going places. So this is the report from Padilla. So Hojlund has once again asked his agent, always give priority to Manchester United. Very important week. They're waiting for the right bid. So it all depends on what this right bid is going to be. Now, look, we've seen reports come out today that they were looking for around about what Fiorentina got for Dusan Vlahovic when he went to Juventus. I don't think United's going to go that high. Vlahovic went for 70 million euros plus 10 million in add-ons. It's not going to happen. That will not be the bid for Rasmus Hojlund. I think all things considered, we're probably going to look at around about 50 million pounds. So close to 60 million plus add-ons, it will take it up. But that's going to be the offer from Manchester United. And look, everything is set up for this deal to be done. We have Manchester United really looking to buy the guy. He is the first choice for Erik ten Hag. He is a player we want. He wants to come to Manchester United. He only wants to come to United. That is his priority. And then Atalanta want to sell for the right price. So long as we agree the fee with Atalanta, it's done deal. Look, we've already have personal terms done. This was done weeks and weeks ago, guys. So really good possibility of this deal being done. I'm hoping done by the end of the week. By the end of the week, I would like to see Rasmus Hojlund holding up a Manchester United shirt, going on tour, or waiting for the rest of the team to come back in the next couple of weeks from America. That's what we want to see, and I think we're going to get there. I do think we're going to get there. Gigi is saying Amrabat and Hojlund, it's a combo deal. Yeah, I think that would be my preference. I can't vote on my own poll, but I would say, guys, I would be going for Amrabat and Hojlund. It's a more overall better deal for the club. It's a better deal for what we need on the pitch. And look, it's the exact same. I would have said at the start of the window, if you offered me Onana and Hojlund over Harry Kane, I would have took that. I think we need to do and what is going to be best for the team. Maybe that's not necessarily going to be buying the best striker available. If that means we can further reinforce the rest of the team, that has to be the big goal for Manchester United in this one. So, guys, I hope all is good. In terms of the poll, what have we got? 22 votes already, and 77% of you guys are going for Hojlund and Amrabat. Look, I think it's a better deal. I really do, because look, if we bring in Amrabat, that gives us the midfield solidity, it gives us options, it gives us depth. We bring in Hojlund, that's a guy to lead the forward line. And look, there's different options, and one of those we do want to talk about. So, coming in, Laurie Whitwell. So, Jadon Sancho tried out at false 9 against Arsenal to see if he can be moved into that position on a more regular basis. Ten Hag was encouraged by Sancho's display against Arsenal, especially the ability to drop in, get the ball, and carry with it. So, that has to be the big thing for me. We've been asking for a while, where is Sancho going to fit in? Where is going to be his actual position? Because it's not set in stone, and that is one thing we have said about Sancho for a long time. You know, very talented player, really, really good technically. No one's doubting the guy's ability. It's, does he play on the wing? Does he play in the middle? Does he play on the left? What does he do? Because on the left we've got Rashford, we got Garnacho. On the right we have Anthony there, so Ten Hag's going to play his guy. Where does Sancho fit into this? So we will find out. Who else have we got? Daz, both would push us right up there. I completely agree. If we signed both, we would be right up there, genuinely, as, I'm not going to say title winners, but it would push us a lot closer to contending for those big honours than it would do without. But I just don't think we've got the resources. I just don't think the funding is there. The money isn't quite there, unfortunately. So it's going to be what we can do with it. It's good to see Luman as well. Big T, why wait a week to submit a bid? It drives me insane knowing that they can't afford now. Just send the offer. Yeah, man, look, I agree. I would like to see that. I want to see us moving forward. I want to see us putting this bid in. I reckon it comes this week. I really do. I think it has to come in this week. And it is one thing you sometimes get with Romano stuff, is maybe the translation isn't perfect. I think he means this week. Everybody else is saying this week. I would say it's going to be this week. Who else have we got? Lucky Singh, good to see you. Greg is saying United signed Rooney at 18 years old and he cost us a lot, became a club legend. Hojlund is giving me the same set of vibes. Well, if Rasmus Hojlund comes in and achieves half of what Wayne Rooney achieved for Manchester United, that is a brilliant signing, all things considered. Good to see everyone joining in. Rajat, good to see you, man. You do not want Harry Kane at the club. Look, Harry Kane comes in, scores a lot of goals. Really, really good, man. And Rajat says, I doubt Mbappe goes to Halal. No, I don't think he's going to go there. I think they might accept a bid, because PSG can't turn down 300 million euros. They cannot turn that down. But I don't think that Mbappe is going to go to the Saudi League. Don't think that's what we're going for. Look, we need to be going more as well. Luman's made a really good point down there as well. If we hurry up and show the eagerness, then all clubs will charge us more. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, we don't want to see United jumping straight in with bids. It's good that we've been talking to the player. It's good we have things agreed on that side. Things are moving along for United in this deal. Let's just keep this going, keep up the momentum, get that bid in this week, and hopefully it gets accepted. Look, there is the PSG talk with Hojlund. Make no mistake about it. They will be interested in him. They could just go and offer stupid money. But the biggest encouragement that I have is that United have been working on this deal for a long time. Rasmus Hojlund has told his agents to give priority to Manchester United. That's who he wants to play for next season. So I think it gets done. I think he will be a Man United player probably by the end of the week. Who else have we got? Musi is saying Kane is impossible as Spurs won't sell their best player to a Premier League rival, especially United. Yeah, look, that's very true. And Spurs do view themselves as one of the big clubs in the Premier League. We know realistically they're not up there. They're not going to be competing for things. That's the way it is. But they do have a sense of pride about that. The whole story really has emerged last night because we saw the Spurs co-owner saying that Daniel Levy had to sell Harry Kane because they don't want him to go for free. I think it might be Bayern Munich where he goes to in that case, if he leaves Spurs. I feel like he's more likely to stay at Spurs because he seems to be desperate to be the all-time Premier League top goal scorer. Big T is the owners have instructed Levy to sell. They would rather sell to a rival than lose on a free. I don't think Kane wants to leave the EPL. No, I don't think so either. I think it's all about being the top goal scorer in Premier League history. That is what he wants. He wants to beat Alan Shearer. Rajat says, let's give Frimpong. We need a new right back now. Yeah, look, I agree. And I would love to see Frimpong. I just don't think we got the budget for it. But I think it's a big upgrade on the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, on Delo. So I would maybe look at Frimpong. I think Frimpong would be a really good option to come in. That's the sense you like the new away kit. I don't mind it. I feel like if I'm going to get any of the kits, it's going to be the home one. It probably won't be from United either. It will be from some other source. Don't worry, guys. Sheeta saying deals are dragging on. Hope we get those deals done already. Yeah, look, I want to see us move quickly on this. I want to see us move effectively on this. Look, we're in a really good position. I think within the next 2 weeks, we could have all the business done by the end of pre-season. And look, for United, that's a big achievement because the way we have been doing deals recently, in the last 10 years, it has took a long time to get stuff done and over the line. Big T is saying Newcastle fans love the away kit. Yeah, look, it reminds me more of a Newcastle kit than it actually does a Manchester United one, to be honest, guys. Let me see. So update coming in from Sky Sports. They're saying positive talks are continuing between Man United and Rasmus Hojlund. United are expected to formalise their interest with a bid in the coming days. So it's moving along nicely. We want to see it go faster. Look, we always do, but I don't think we're going to get there, unfortunately. Who've we got? Ronnie is saying I can see him staying at Tottenham and moving to us next summer on a free. I feel like that's more likely. I feel like Harry Kane might go on a free. And look, if we manage to bring in Amrabat and manage to bring in Hojlund, and then next season we bring in Harry Kane, that could be the difference in being a challenger, a contender, somebody floating around the top of the league, to going to a club that can win the league. That could be the difference maker for Manchester United. Luman, why hasn't any Saudi club come for Kane? I just feel like they don't want to go to him. Rajat says he will go to Bayern. He wants to go to Germany. We will see what happens. It will be an interesting couple of weeks. And I feel like the longer this drags on, the more likely it is Harry Kane will end up leaving Spurs this summer, because it's either going to be sign a contract this summer or be sold. That is Spurs' position at the moment. I don't think he's going to sign that deal. I really don't. He made one of the biggest career mistakes, really, signing a 6-year contract at age 25. Really made a big mistake in doing that. That has held him at Tottenham Hotspur when he should have left. It has held him at a club where he cannot be playing to the best of his ability. He cannot be winning the stuff that he would want to do. Ashid says, get Hojlund and Amrabat deals done this week. Yeah, look, I would love to see it. I really would. A lot of what's going to happen is depending on sales. We have the money for Hojlund. We have that, thankfully. But we do need to get sales done if we want to bring in Sofian Amrabat. One sale we do have stuff on today. So Anthony Elanga has had a medical at Nottingham Forest today. So that is a deal that's moving closer to being done. I would expect that to be announced probably tomorrow or maybe late tonight. That's what my honest feeling is on that one. £15 million, that's a nice bit of extra transfer budget, and that will make a big difference for Erik ten Hag. Let's see, Lucky Singh is saying Hojlund first, Elanga and Sabitzer gone. Yeah, look, Sabitzer's gone to Dortmund. Then we got, of course, Anthony Elanga. He has basically gone to Nottingham Forest. Another player going to Nottingham Forest, and I'm glad about it, guys, is Dean Henderson. So Dean Henderson, of course, been in negotiations for a long time with Nottingham Forest. We have to feel that it's going to be done very, very soon, and it looks like it will be, thankfully, and hopefully that's going to add some more budget. Look, if we sell Elanga and we sell Henderson, that pays for Sofian Amrabat. That means we can sign him, and then maybe we look at other sales. I think Fred will go. I think McTominay should go. Hopefully Martial goes, and I'm praying Harry Maguire goes. That's my gold. Nick Knack is saying 15 million. Liman is saying, Stefan, how's your opinion changed on Sancho after the Arsenal goal and performance? Not really. Not really. I seen a good preseason from Sancho last year. It might be the same thing again this year. I think what matters most is, can he bring this form into the Premier League from the start next season? In the last couple of weeks of the season, I thought he was very good. Really, really good from Sancho. He started well last year at the start of the season, and he finished well. But in the middle, it completely fell apart. So we do want to see more from Sancho throughout the season. Some more consistency, delivering those goals and assists, and being that player we thought we had bought. That's what we want to see from Sancho. So I think maybe in this new position, maybe it offers up different options. We will see what happens on that one. Nick Knack says 15 million. That is in relation, of course, to Anthony Elanga. Kyle is saying Henderson is going to Forest. Yes, that's going to be another good one. Greg is saying, I was listening to TalkSport earlier in the car. They said it's coming from a source that Kane's partner was house hunting in Munich. Yeah, look, he might go to Bayern. If he wants to win trophies, Bayern Munich will win him trophies. He will win a Bundesliga every year that he's there. He will probably win the German Cup, and he will be up there for the Champions League. It all depends, because a lot of me feels like Harry Kane wants that legacy of being the all-time top goal scorer. I really do think that's part of the driving factor in his decision making. But if he wants trophies, Bayern Munich's the move. Bayern Munich is the move. He will win plenty of medals there. Das is saying 29 is not too old and we need experience as well. Yeah, I agree with that. It is a shorter term signing in the sense that Hojlund could come here for 7-8 years and be the starting striker, maybe even longer. Kane, look, he comes in, has a more immediate impact. He probably scores 40 goals a season. Next season, probably does it the season after that. And then you're kind of asking, how long can the guy go on for? We know he's had injury problems in the past. Maybe that starts to catch up. It's going to be interesting to see. Setwant is saying Glazers out. Lucky is saying as well, just Sheikh to Sim in. And Chase is saying, I don't know if Sancho finished well last season. Worst player in the FA Cup final. He had his competition. He really did. I would have put, I think De Gea was poor in that match. I think Rashford was quite poor. Across the board, it wasn't great. Like, it really was not great in that FA Cup final. So, but I think in the matches before that, he was good. He was very good against Chelsea. He was very good towards the end of the season. He had a good match against Bournemouth, I think, as well. Against Fulham, he was good. So, look, the talent's there, the ability's there. It's just getting it out of the guy. Pile is saying, I want all of them. Dan is in the chat as well. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. Big T is saying Alan Shearer is paying Kane's wife to take him to Bayern. Maybe that's what he's thinking about as well, because as we know, I mean, Alan Shearer's only legacy outside of that top goal scorer is one Premier League medal. So he would be in a very, very small club if he did lose that record, of course. Who else have we got down in the comment? Rajat is saying, could United get Kolo Muani? Keel, good to see you as well, man. Thanks for joining in. And Dan says Spurs are bidding for Mbappe. Yeah, man, that's a bit like me going to go buy a Ferrari with my money. So interesting development coming in on Anthony Martial. So he is expected to start training regularly with the squad this week. It's only took Martial 3 weeks to get fit for pre-season. It's going to take him another month to get ready to play first team football. I mean, it is beyond a joke with this guy. And look, I've always said I like Martial. I've always thought he's a very good player. I've always thought the talent was there, the ability was there. There's questions about the attitude, but man, it is the fitness problems, and that's the biggest issue with Anthony Martial. And if it wasn't for injuries, the guy could have been something special. But I mean, this is just showing what we are on the 24th of July. 24th of July, guys. About 2 weeks out from the start of the Premier League season, Anthony Martial is finally ready to start training. So it's not great. Rajat says Maguire won the Carabao Cup. Yeah, he did, man. Make no mistake about it. Keel is saying, have you heard about West Ham preparing a bid for Harry Maguire? Look, I hope they are. I have seen bits on that as well. West Ham, there's a long-standing interest. They tried a week or two ago for a loan move. United turned that down. We were not interested in any kind of loan moves for Harry Maguire. So look, it's going to be one of those things. It's like United know West Ham's got money. They've just got £105 million for Declan Rice on top of whatever budget they already had. So those guys are going to spend money at some point. Big T says we got to keep Martial. He won't pass a medical anywhere else. No, he won't, man. And that's the thing. He will not pass a medical at any other club. No other club's going to look at Martial and think, yeah, that's the guy we need. That is the player we need to start up front. And it's not about his ability. It's not about the talent that he has, because he undoubtedly has talent. He undoubtedly has ability. The big thing with Anthony Martial, and it has always been the case, is the fitness. And the fitness is getting worse and worse every season. The guy is constantly being injured, constantly not available. And that's the biggest thing. Like, people talk about talent, people talk about ability being important factors. The single most important thing for a Premier League footballer, any footballer, the most important quality they can have is being fit. Because if you're fit, you can play. If you're injured, you can't play. And that's the top and bottom of that situation. Nick Knock is saying Dwight McNeil got more goals than Martial last season. I don't know if he did or not. He might have. Um, I mean, the problem with Martial, it's always been the fitness, guys. It really has, and that's been the biggest limiting factor in that man's success in his career. I think United are going to let the contract run down. I don't see anybody coming in paying big money for Martial, not paying the wages for Martial, so he's going to have to go at some point. But guys, let's get talking about some incomings, because this is more exciting than talking about Anthony Martial and his injuries. This is more exciting about Martial not being fit and available, and this is Sofyan Amrabat. Who've we got down here? Andrew is saying, hello mate, I'm you here. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in, and welcome to the channel. Big ups to yourself for joining in. So, Manchester United are making concrete moves to sign Sofyan Amrabat. Fiorentina want between 28 million and 30 million for the midfielder. United's presumably offer will be around 25 million. So, we're very close to that already. I think this is a deal that gets done. It's a very, very smart move, in my opinion. You're looking here at a guy, he's 26 years old, in the prime of his career, can play in multiple positions, and we're getting him at a price that is very affordable, despite the budget constraints we have. I think it makes all the sense in the world to go with that one. Stephanie is saying, easy poll question, don't entertain Harry Kane until we get Red Ramos and the Moroccan magician aboard. Big ups. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Much appreciated. Keep joining in. Let me see who else is down there. Nick Knock says, if your second top goal scorer is Martial, you obviously have goal scoring issues. Yeah, look, we do. Doesn't take an expert to point that out. It doesn't take a genius to say Manchester United really need goal scorers. We need goals in here. So that's what we need. Yes, guys, as well, drop a like on the stream. We're up to 27 already, so big ups, you guys. But yeah, Martial made a glass. As we know, we need goals. Hojlund, he's going to bring some goals. I think what Hojlund does, what I'm really happy about, is he's going to add goals, but I don't think it's going to come at the expense of anybody else. So one thing United can't do, and we cannot have this, is lose goals from the likes of Marcus Rashford, because then we're right back to square one. We need to keep Rashford hitting 25 to 30 goals next season. Then we need to be hitting an extra 20 goals with a striker. Need to see more from Anthony, need to see more from Bruno as well. They will get more goals. Mason Mount's going to bring goals as well. So I feel like it's not going to be one player maybe scoring an astronomical amount of goals for United. I feel like it's going to be spread out, and I feel like that's maybe the best way to go for it. Rajat says, hopefully Madrid don't switch for Hojlund, and Bruno said he won't change. Now, Bruno's not going to change, man. Bruno is Bruno, and I wouldn't change the guy for the world, honestly. Love the man for Manchester United. Lucky is saying, quick Amrabat bid and fast for Hojlund. Look, that's what it's going to be about, guys. Speed is so important at this stage of the window. And look, we might look at this in the position that we've got 5-6 weeks of the window left. We need to be sharp on this. We need to be quick on this, because we want these players done by the time we go to play that first match of the season against Wolves. That's what we want, because big August up ahead. We've got Spurs away, we've got Arsenal away. So if we can turn up at the Emirates and play Casemiro and Amrabat as a midfield two, and really lock down the fort, and then try to counter-attack, try to transition and press Arsenal the same way we did on Saturday night, I think we can get something out of that match. So it's going to be big for us as well. Lucky is saying Bruno to turn 9. No, I don't think Bruno's going to be a 9-man. Andrew says striker is now first on the agenda. No stories must be entertained. Striker now, yes, absolutely, man. It's so important, because watching Manchester United play, and even watching that Arsenal match was really good. United played well, good 2-0 win. Sancho played well, it's a false 9. But one thing we were crying out for was a box presence, and there's so many times when we got down the sides and we were in crossing positions, there was nobody in the box. There was times we were looking for cutbacks, there was nobody in the box. We were looking to play the ball off somebody, there was nobody there to link up the play. So it's so important to get that focal point, and until we get it, I feel like we're going to struggle with it. Stephanie says, hopefully this is Sancho's season to chip in with 10 to 15 goals. I hope so. I really hope so. And I think it's all about the confidence of the guy. I'm hoping that he can do it. Ronnie is saying Liverpool's defence not looking good after a 4-4 draw with mediocre German team. Happy to say. Yeah, man. Look, it's just pre-season. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. Look, it's great to be winning these matches. It's great to be seeing better style of football on the pitch, more pressing, better link-up play. That's what we want to see. It's really good. But I'm sure you guys remember Louis van Gaal came in as United manager, and we beat Real Madrid, we beat Barcelona, Milan, Juventus, everybody. We beat them in pre-season, and then we went we lost like the first two matches of the season. We got beat 4-0 by MK Don. So we can't read too much into pre-season. It's important to see the structures there. It's important to see the style of play developing, and we're getting there. I'm really excited for, I believe it's Thursday night, we're playing Real Madrid. Like, of course, we're playing Wrexham. It's going to be the academy players for the most part. So your Hansen Aarons, your Dan Gores and stuff, they will be in there. But I'm excited for that Madrid match. We're going to see Andre Onana in there. We're going to see the difference, and that's going to be a big thing for United. Mr. Yu says, never trust Martial. He will betray you when you need him. Yeah, I feel like his legs just betray him when he needs them. The hamstrings go, the ankles, the knees. It's always something with Anthony Martial. Who else we got down in the comments? Greg is saying, one area I think Hojlund will shine for us is his style of play. I think he's going to be a massive influence on players shipping in with goals. Yeah, definitely. And watching him play is something I've really like. And you cannot teach this. It's the movement across the near post, the movement to get in front of the opposition defenders. It's very difficult to really teach that. You either have it or you don't. Players like Van Persie had it. Players like Cavani had it. And I can see it in Hojlund, and I really like it. And that's something we need to be seeing more of. And Andrew says, yeah, pre-season is fitness and just get the players to gel and ball time, nothing serious. Yeah, it is. It's a pre-season friendly. Look, we've Eric Ten Hag saying there's no such thing as a friendly. It's a good attitude to have. You know, you want to win every time you go out onto the pitch. And I think that's really important. But I don't think Arsenal fans are going to be too annoyed in the long run that they lost on Saturday night. I don't think that Liverpool fans will be annoyed about conceding 4 goals today long term either. Look, it hurts in the moment, but it is what it is. It's not overly that important. Stephanie says we need a fast start to the Premier League, 25 points from the first 10 matches. I would love to be saying that. And I've been looking at the fixtures. I think a lot of them are winnable. I think we can go and beat Wolves on the first day. I think we play Nottingham Forest, then we should be able to beat them. I think we can beat Tottenham Hotspur. Going away to Arsenal, that's going to be a difficult match, but I think we can still do it. Yusuf, good to see you. Give you the good news. I will give you the good news, man. Don't worry, this is the all-important good news on Manchester United anyway. So, Manchester United are going in with the bid for Rasmus Hojlund. So, first and foremost, this is important. PSG interested, as we know. But Hojlund, thankfully, has said that he only wants to come to United. He's told the agent, leave PSG on red. If Manchester United call, you sprint to the phone. That's what he told them. He says, do a PSG, we'll text them back later. We might get back to them in 2 to 3 working days. Manchester United, if they call at midnight, we're waking up to take that call. So I like that. That's something I do like to see. A player who wants to play for Manchester United is always going to be welcome with me. Let's see. Andrew says 25. Why not? I might have missed something there as well. Mark is saying we're going to need all the attacking players we can get into double figures to have a chance of winning anything. It can be done. Ten Hag football. Glazers out. Yeah, absolutely, man. Glazers out, of course. I think we can do it. I really do. Look, I expect Rashford to be hitting 25 goals next season. Maybe more. I think he can do it. In the last 4 seasons, he scored over 20 goals 3 times. He had 1 bad season, but he can do it, no doubt in my mind. I think Bruno Fernandes is very capable of getting to 15 goals. He's done it several times for United. I think Anthony, he scored 8 goals last year. I want to see him get to 15. I want to see Sancho get 10 goals plus this year. I think Garnacho can do it, play more regularly as well. And plus we've got Mason Mount. I think Mount can chip in with some goals across the competitions as well. So goals from all sources, it's really important. Daz is saying if we don't loan Manu, he needs to play. I'd hate to see him just settling on the bench all season. Yeah, and look, that's something I will say. That is something I will say, guys. I really back us to go out and play Kobbie Mainoo this season. He's really impressed in pre-season. He's impressing Eric Ten Hag. We don't want to loan him out. If we're not loaning him out, there's a plan for him. Put it that way. And I think it's the same way Garnacho wasn't loaned out last season. Garnacho, it was planned that he would get first team minutes. Now, look, he exceeded expectations. He played better than what we thought he would. But I think Kobbie Mainoo's got that talent. I think he's got that ability, and we want to see more of the guy. And I really love watching the kid play. I really do. And at 18 years old, going up against Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Kai Havertz, a very big, very physical, very talented midfield, and he really did well in that first half. Let's see, Rashad, I'm nervous about Arsenal and Liverpool away. Yeah, always am, man, always am. Hopefully with CDM and Hojlund will be okay. Yeah, I think Amrabat, Casemiro, play them in the big matches together. That's really going to help steady the ship. It'll keep us strong in the middle of the pitch, and that's really important. Dan says, that's yardstick away games versus top six. We were awful. Those teams, yeah, look, we were. We couldn't be worse against top 10 teams last year away from home. We nearly lost every single match. So it's going to be important that we go out and improve that. If we can keep up the home form, improve the away form, that's going to be massive for Manchester United. Make no mistake about it. Liman says, I want my 5 or 6 or 7 goals at the FA header, Anfield, and also at Brighton. Would love it, man. Andrew says, Rashford is 25 goals and more player under Ten Hag. If we get a striker, we're in for an exciting season. Yeah, I do. I agree with that, absolutely. And I think the levels Rashford showed last year, I think he can get to that level again. And it's going to be difficult, but he needs to keep himself motivated. He needs to keep working hard. And I think he'll get there. I really do. I have no reason to doubt Marcus Rashford in terms of what he can deliver next season, based on what we've seen over the last 5 years. He's had one bad season. He's had 3 or 4 really good seasons. Stephanie saying as well, I think this is joking. Lucky Singh is saying, Joel Navram out-cheeked him in for 6 billion. I don't know what's happening with this takeover, guys. I really don't. I want to see it get moving. Like, watching Glazers there on Saturday night really boiled the blood. I wanted them gone by this stage. Look, it'll happen. Looks like we're just going to have to wait for that. Mary must stay as well in first team. He's our apprentice with Casemiro. He is the case study. Yeah, I mean, he is, like, absolutely. And nobody better for him to learn off. And look, don't get me wrong. Kobbie Mainoo isn't exactly a number 6 like Casemiro. He's probably kind of a little bit in between. He can go forward really well. So, guys, in terms of other news, so we have 2 pieces of contract information for you guys as well. Reece Bennett has signed a new deal with Manchester United, as has Dan Gores. So, big ups to those 2 guys as well. Dan Gores impressed me in pre-season throughout the appearances he's had. Was really good in that Leon match as well. Got the assist for Donny van de Big Skull. He's a good player. He's scrappy. He gets involved. He gets up and down that pitch. I like watching Dan Gore play football, and I think that he's going to have a big future in the game. It might not be at United, but I think he definitely is a really talented player. So I'm expecting him to keep on going and keep doing well for Manchester United. Big ups to Reece Bennett as well. Was meant to play in the last match, but he was injured, unfortunately. So look, United, the young players, I think we're doing good, because what we have done is we've cut some players, maybe not good enough. We've got rid of the likes of Iqbal, we've got rid of the likes of Charlie Savage, Bjorn Hardley, Ethan Laird, guys like that who might not have made it at United. They've been moved on. Big T says, I fear Rashford was playing for a contract last season. I hope I'm wrong. Look, there might be an element for that, but I think the incentive, even if he was money motivated, the incentives to go out and play well, the incentivized contracts that say, if you score goals, we'll pay you more money. If we win trophies, we'll pay you more money. I think that would help anybody in that kind of mindset, in my opinion. Andrew says the Glazers can count the zeros and billions, give them all the time, and they will sell. Look, eventually they will sell. I've no doubt about it, man. Here also we got Dan is saying, is Will Fish going back to Hibs? I believe he's going on loan, yes. Rajat is saying, United need to get players to gel well. Yeah, we do. We need to gel well, and we need to keep on going with that. Martin Fay, good to see you, man. It took 18 months for Saudi Arabia to buy Newcastle for 300 million. How much will the United take? I hope it's done soon. Yeah, look, I think the thing is with the Saudis as well, the first time it was rejected by the league, they didn't pass the fit and proper ownership test. They've managed to get around that, but look, I'm hoping this deal can be done quickly, no matter who it goes to. We want to see it done quickly. It might take another 6 months. That is a realistic thing that could happen. So big ups to you guys as well. We are on 33 likes. So if you guys haven't dropped a like, please consider hitting a like as well. In terms of the poll, we have 81 votes on it, and 86% of you guys so many of you guys are going for Hojlund and Amrabat. I think everybody recognises the talent Harry Kane has, the ability Harry Kane has, but I think the big thing is we want more players. We want to be able to fill out different positions. Amrabat's going to be key if he comes in. Hojlund is going to be key up front. And look, it gives us options. I think Harry Kane's brilliant. I really do. I think he's such a brilliant striker, but it's about the long-term things as well. Who else have we got down in the comments? Rajat says, where fans told Avram to sell, he smiled and laughed. Yeah, look, those guys don't care. You could throw petrol bombs at them. They wouldn't care. We could genuinely sit and sing Glazers out outside of their houses for the next 6 months straight, and they wouldn't care. They have very thick skin. They are very, very not focused on the media, and they really don't care. It's as simple as, if calling them names, if shouting, looking them out, did anything, they would have gone a long time ago. They really would have. Let's see. Lucky is singing. Did Martin's 18 months actually accepted to take over? Yeah, he did. He did. It was the thing is with Newcastle, it was accepted the year before. Then they failed to fit in proper ownership test. The Premier League felt there was too much of a link to the Saudi Arabian government, and then they realised that they got around it by setting up a foundation. That's how they worked around it. Andrew is saying, so guys, when did the channel kick off? Enjoying the chat and the fans. The channel kicked off at 7:30 today. In terms of actually starting, I started the channel in October, but I mean, it was really small and we only really did videos. So the live stuff's kind of like the last couple of months we've really got into it, but we're doing lots of those for you guys. Who else have we got? Andrew saying, boss, I hate the striped kit. It's Newcastle 2.0. I don't think I like it either, man. I don't think I like it. And I think it screams Newcastle United. I don't know. United playing in a green kit with stripes. I know it's a historical thing, but it just doesn't seem like the current United to me. Rajat says, could be because Hojlund presses and Harry Kane doesn't. Yeah, I think that's another thing. One worry I did have with Harry Kane, and you guys can agree with me or disagree with me, but I feel like he drops back into positions. And look, that's good for Tottenham Hotspur, but United are going to want to play further up the pitch. We're going to want to play right up in the opposition's half of the pitch. And as well as that, if Harry Kane's dropping deep, he's going to be in the same position as Mount, as Bruno. So does that work? I don't know. Big T, did you see Avram acting like a fan, saying he's there to enjoy the game? Yeah, don't believe it, man. Avram probably couldn't have told what Team United were. He might have thought we were playing in yellow. Like, that's the truth of it. Don is saying 259 million for Mbappe. Wow, give them slabhead for him, McTominay. If only. If they want them, please come take them. I would really appreciate it, guys, honestly. Stephanie as well. This channel is a proper United channel, and Chuck with the best host. But don't. Big up, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Honestly, guys, really do appreciate all the support on the videos. Who else have we got down there? Rajat, because Tottenham can play more counter-attacking. Yeah, it's more of a counter-attack team. That's the way they're based. Look, I think Harry Kane could be brilliant, but at his age, we have to question the longevity. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Dan says other channels about rubbish. Nah, look, I'm not going to hit on other channels. Look, I am literally, what we got, like 1.6k. We are a tiny little channel, but we try our best, and there are some genuinely brilliant channels out there who do stuff every single day, multiple uploads. You know, guys like United People TV, really like those guys, like Sam. So those guys do work hard and their content's brilliant. Look, there's people out there. It is something I always do. So for anybody who is new, you might be wondering why I always put stuff into the chat. It's just so you guys can see it, because a lot of accounts, a lot of channels make things up. I like to just at least show you guys where I'm getting the news from. Let's see. Michael O'Brien is saying Harry Kane is not the future. No, he's not. I feel like he is the present, but he's not the future, and it just depends what we want to do. So update coming in from Fabrizio on Sofian Amrabat. So Fiorentina want around 40 million euros, could be 35 plus add-on. So that's probably about 28, 29 million. So that's not really that much for a player of that quality, of that ability. So I'm very happy with that, guys. I think United should be all over this deal. I really do. Andrew says Spurs owner spoke up now when United deep talks to buy Hojlund. They don't want to sell to an EPL club. Yeah, I think it's just trying to say Like, United get their name thrown about all the time. We know this. It comes from agents, comes from clubs, comes from everybody. And the big thing is Manchester United sell, Manchester United get those sort of clicks. So what happens is clubs go out and they'll say to Bayern Munich, United's going in with a bid. You guys need to put your bid up. That's it. Like, that is the big thing here. So I don't trust it. Lucky is saying, do I trust Ben Jacobs? He's been okay sometimes. Oh yeah, Big T is right. Hot Fuzz does have a small channel and he has some very good insights. So check out Hot Fuzz. Make sure he's not a small channel. Get him some subs as well. Member of the channel, really big supporter, really good guy. So check him out if you guys want to do that after as well. So the name is Hot Fuzz 44. Check him out, guys. Stephanie says Levy can keep his only asset prisoner until he's free. Yeah, that's the thing, guys, honestly. So DiMarzio has an interesting report regarding Rasmus Hojlund. So Atalanta are one step away from signing their replacement, and that is Toure. The players are confident that they will be able to reach the agreement to sign him in the next few hours. So Atalanta buying a striker to replace Hojlund, and yet it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. Look, this is a deal I've been talking about for a long time, and I've always had the sense that this is where we're going in this window. This is what we're gonna do. I think it's the right move, and I'm really excited to see what he's gonna bring to the team. Really excited, honestly. Rajat's right. Look, we're not yet ready to win the Premier League title. I think more work needs done to the squad. More work needs done to the overall team. So, if United were genuinely just missing a goal scorer, and that was it, then that makes all the sense. Because look, I'm seeing comparisons to Robin van Persie online. United brought Van Persie in. We lost the league in goal difference. The truth is we were like 12 or 15 points behind City last year, so we have to make that ground up in the first place. Andrew is saying the owner wants money off Kane, but he speaks up now as well. Yeah, look, it's one of those things, man. It's just the way that transfers work, and Spurs do kind of work in a really strange way as well. Just noticed as well, my Twitter has changed to X, so that's kind of weird. I have seen about that coming as well. Let me check to see if anything else is coming out. A lot of people are very, very happy about this Hojlund stuff. Look, them getting a replacement, that kind of signifies that it's done deal, guys, honestly. Who've we got? Luman is saying, Stephanie is a big name in various streams. Make her a mod here and see the difference. I don't really have any mods, but I would make, if any of you guys do genuinely want to be a mod on here, like, give me a shout. Yeah, like, the Discord's in the bio if you guys want to message me on there. We can talk about it. Dan is saying United have bought older strikers. It's only short term. Hojlund is the future. Yeah, look, I agree, man. I completely agree. You know, it all really started with Van Persie, and Van Persie was brilliant, but he won us a league, but that was about it. He was here for 2 or 3 seasons after. He was about 30 years old at the time. Then we went to Ibrahimovic. Then it was Cavani. Then it was Ronaldo. So I want to see some long-term options. That's what I really want to see. Andrew says, no, we're not ready for EPL. It will come and it will taste fantastic. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. Rajat says, haven't had a real striker since Van Persie left the club. Yeah, look, I would agree with that. I would agree. I actually found myself watching Cavani highlights when he was at United. I was trying to look at the differences and the similarities between Cavani and Hojlund, because a lot of the runs they make is very, very similar. Those near post runs across the front of defenders, getting little tap-ins. And, I mean, Cavani first season was brilliant, but, I mean, the way it ended was just so poor. Rajat says Amrabat is 40 million is too much. It's not really 40 million, man. It is 40 million euros. That's plus 5 million add-ons, so it would be 35 million euros, about 28 million pounds, around 30 maybe. So that it's not too bad. It's not too bad. All things considered, Michael says Rasmus will need time like all new signings. Yeah, he will. And look, that's the kind of the frustrating thing. I would like him in to gel with the team. I would like him in now to work with the team and get used to playing with these players, because completely different style of football. Going to be completely different players. So I would like to see him in working with the team. I think it would make a difference for sure, guys. Dan is saying, Dan's looking mods in here as well. Jordan saying Zlatan was a real striker. He arrived in the later years. Yeah, look, between Zlatan, between Cavani, if those guys had arrived earlier in their career, would have made a massive, massive difference, guys, honestly. Andrew as well saying, we need a young striker, not an old. Not the golden old days, young blood, Hojlund for me. Thank you very much. And Thomas as well. I wouldn't want to deal with Levy. I wouldn't want to deal with Levy either, man. He seems an absolute nightmare. It's a lot of it's pride, a lot of it's ignorance as well with Daniel Levy. I'm just glad that United aren't buying Harry Kane or anybody from Spurs for that matter. I really, really am. So update coming in from Fabrizio on the Amrabat deal as well. So he says, for the moment, Manchester United's sole focus is on getting Hojlund done. First, I've always felt that's the way it's going to go. Amrabat, players like that, those are players we bring in after we sell players. Once this Elanga deal's done, once Henderson's gone, once Fred's gone, then we can easily afford Stefan Amrabat, we can easily afford a backup goalkeeper, and we can buy more players as well. Dan says Rashford, Hojlund, and even Martial, we can cover the games. Yeah, and look, if Jadon Sancho false 9 is going to be something Ten Hag wants to run with as well, that's another option that we do have, and maybe that's kind of what we're thinking. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it worked well against Arsenal. I would be keen to see it tried out in a competitive match in the Premier League to see how it goes. Not a lot of false nines in the Premier League, of course, so it would be interesting to see how we do there. Michael is saying, if we get rid of the deadwood, and we'll always come up with a surprise on deadline day. We might do. We genuinely might do, guys. I would love to see it. A deadline day signing. It's proper Barclays. It's proper Manchester United. Let's see one done. Here also we got Stephanie saying 38 likes. Let's try get up to 50. Yes, guys, drop a like on the video. There's what, 65 people in here, so 12 people drop a like. That would be much appreciated, guys. And if you are new, please consider hitting that sub button. I think we're at 1.6k now, so thank you so much for that, guys. Andrew is saying Martial has read Jones' autobiography. Always injured and getting paid for nothing. It's transfer time. Yeah, look, Anthony Martial could probably have learned the dictionary word by word by the time he's been in the doctor's office at United. He genuinely could have wrote a best-selling series. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't. Luman says, Luman, did I miss your question, man? What did I miss? Oh, I said there, out of the 4 or 5 players we get, which one will most likely be matured, nurtured by Erik ten Hag to better his performance? It's a good question. I think we're looking at different players. I think if we're looking at Onana, it's about carrying his form over. If we're looking at Mount, that's a nurturing job in the sense that the talent is there. He had a poor season last year, but we can get him back up to that level. We've seen it with Rashford the season before. Let's hope we can do it with Mason Mount. I think we can. I really do think we can. I think Hojlund, yeah, that's a development one. That's about trying to get more out of the guys. So we'll see what happens there. That's what we want to do in that sense. But it will be interesting to see. It's a very good question as well, guys. Thomas is saying that row with Ferguson and Levy said never deal with United again. No, look, and Ferguson made enemies in football. Make no mistake about it. And Levy was one of them. He doesn't want to deal with Levy again. He wouldn't want to deal with Real Madrid again. So, look, maybe we can learn off that as well. I don't know. Stephanie says, still time for Joe Hugel to stick at claim in the first team squad. Maybe. I mean, maybe. If he goes and has a good match against Wrexham, maybe. I don't know. I feel like Hugel might be a player who goes out on loan to see how he does. Maybe a championship loan, something like that. Could be an option for the guy. Lucky is saying, thanks guys, we need players to work as a team, and Rashford knows. And Thomas is saying, Old Trafford is like a hospital for players. Yeah, it can be, man. It really can be. And there's a lot of people in this United team have been injured for far too long. And look, the obvious one's Martial. Before that, it was always Phil Jones. But there are other players picking up injuries. I think Anthony can pick up knocks quite often. I think Rashford still gets injured sometimes as well. We've seen Luke Shaw. So there's players who do need to maybe up the fitness a little bit, or be careful in tackles, be careful with warm-ups and stuff as well. Availability is the biggest thing, and it was one of the reasons why Arsenal managed to challenge for that league title last year, and that was because what those guys did was they had everybody fit pretty much all season. They had like 7 or 8 players play every Premier League match, so that's a big one, guys. It really is. Andrew says, I believe Hugel has a future because strikers are hard to come by. He's a tall, lanky lad, good ball understanding. There's a future there. Yeah, there is. I would agree with that. And I think what Hugel needs to do is probably bulk up a little bit so he can use his frame, because he's a tall guy. If he had some muscle, he could be a nice hold-up player as well. Bodie on YouTube, good to see you, man. Hi to you as well. Who else do we have down here? Rajat, most care probably goes to Hojlund and Mount. Yeah, look, I would agree with that. I think Amrabat comes in, 26 years old, guy's pretty mature in the game, knows Erik ten Hag's style of football, knows what he would be expected to do, so he probably will be alright. I feel like Onana, yeah, he's going to be the same again. coming back to what he knows. It's about getting more out of Mount. It's going to be a confidence thing with him. It's not ability, and it's about really transforming Hojlund into the player he can be, into the player we want him to be. That's going to be the main thing. Lucky Singh as well is saying, I need to get fitness up with a few goals. Quality, yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. I do agree with that. Let me just double check and see if anything else is coming out, because we did this last night. We got some updates as well. Ashid says third league finish next season. I don't know. Maybe we can do that. I feel like it's going to be a harder league next year. Make no mistake about it. And I think it's going to be a big one. We have an update coming in here. Now, I don't know the source. I really do not recognize it at all. And it says Sofian Amrabat is joining Manchester United. I don't recognize the source really, but I mean, I'll read it out. I will read it out. Alfredo Padilla is putting up as well, Hojlund with the eyes. So everybody's going cryptic. Nobody's telling me what I want to hear tonight to give to you guys, but maybe something's happening with Hojlund. It looks likely. Thomas is saying there's some great players playing from United. Unsure. Definitely put them into the first team, and who knows what could happen. Exactly. And I think Kobbie Mainoo will be that player first and foremost. I think he will be the player come in and make the big difference and make the jump from academy to first team. And I think we do that one a season. I think that's going to be the aim here. That's what we're going to want to see. And it'll maybe be Mainoo this season, and then next season it might be Dan Gore, or it might be, I don't know, Alvaro Fernandez. And then the season after, maybe like Shell Lacey or something. That's what we want to see. One player coming in at a year at a minimum. He doesn't just come in to take part, but comes in to contribute. And that's the big thing what Erik ten Hag really wants. Let me see as well. Andrew says young players are seen as investments for now, not first team players. It's hard for every youngster to break through in the first team. Only the best. Well, yeah, that's the main thing. And I think that's what Ten Hag has made clear. He will give young players a chance. He will give young players a first team place, only if they're good enough and if they can earn it. I think Garnacho's the clear example last season. I think this will be Mainoo's breakthrough season. And then from there, who knows who else is going to be next. Thomas is saying some great players playing from United, unsure. I think I've already read that actually. Dan says Hojlund or Jonathan David, trust in younger promising attackers. Yeah, look, I would put my trust in Hojlund out of the two. I think he's a better player in my opinion. I think David was really hot a couple of seasons ago. Going to Lille, he hasn't quite developed as he would like to. Still a good player, make no odds about it, guys. Greg is saying, if you could pick one striker from United's past to come in and solve the current striker issue, who would it be? It's a good question. It's a very good question, because there's a lot of people you could argue. You could argue Van Persie. You could argue Ruud van Nistelrooy. You could argue maybe like an Andy Cole, maybe like an Eric Cantona. But I said this earlier, and I would say it again. The player I would love to bring back for Manchester United, and it's because he's so versatile, he would work with anything. If he played up front, he would score so many goals, he would make the team so much better. And that's Wayne Rooney. I would love to have Wayne Rooney back again. If Rooney was coming back at 18 years old in this team, United would be doing special. Stephanie's going for Dennis Law. It's a good one. Dan is going Rooney as well. That's my choice. I'm going Rooney because he just brings so much to the team. He just does so much stuff. Like, in terms of his overall play, his aggression, the work rates there, the strength, the speed, the finishing. Guy can score with his head, score with his feet. And he's exactly what I would love to have seen in that team. Thomas is saying, don't forget, we won the treble with 6 young players that got into the first team. Yeah, look, that's no doubt about it. You know, the big thing with United is the best United teams have always had a core of youth players. You're going back to the Busby Babes, you're looking at the treble winning team, class of 92, even most recently, United's last Premier League winning team. There's always been young players at the club, players who've come through and understand the traditions of it, and it's a massive bonus as well. If these guys have been playing with each other their whole life, they know each other's game inside out. That cannot be understated either, guys. Dan says, I want Hojlund to come in and United to make his own legend. I would love it, man. I really, really would love to see it. Let me check as well. Don't think too much else is coming out. Look, I would expect to see something on this Hojlund stuff. If Padilla is teasing stuff, maybe it comes out later on. Sometimes we see embargoed press come out. Let's find out. It will be interesting as well. Andrew's going for fledglings. Yeah, man, absolutely. Unlucky saying Wayne Rooney, Dennis Law, agree. Bobby Charlton. Yeah, I mean, but Charlton maybe not really a striker as such, but definitely a goal scorer. Make no mistake about it. But definitely a lot of great United players in the past. We'd love to bring some of them back. Would love to bring Roy Keane back from midfield as well. I think Keane would be fun in there with Casemiro. So look, a lot of players we would love to bring back. Unfortunately, we can't bring them back. So it's about making our own legends now. I don't want to be looking to the past anymore and saying how great United teams were 10, 15 years ago. I want to be saying how great the United team are now, how great they will be in 2 to 3 years with more developments and more players coming in. That's what we want to be saying. New generation for United, a new beginning. We've got the right manager. We've got to back him now. Let him build his team. I think Ten Hag's got to bring this team to the top. If he's given what he's needed, if he's given the players he needs to make this team great again, he will definitely succeed. Bodie is saying, I would like Hojlund to join Manchester United. Yeah, absolutely, man. I would love it. Thomas goes, one of our best players was George Best. I wonder what he would be worth today. A lot of money, man. A lot of money. And the things George Best did on a pitch made with a leather ball that weighed about £2 and pitches that looked like bogs half the time. Genuinely incredible as well. Dan is saying, Rooney was an animal and so hungry when United signs him. He was something else. Zlatan said that he would have Rooney over Ronaldo at all-round game. Yeah, look, in terms of all-round game, yeah, it's not even comparable, guys. Not even comparable. Lucky Sing's looking the Iranian striker, Sas Mehdi Taremi, will be another brilliant option for United. All right, guys, with that in mind, I'm going to drop off here because I need to run out as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see everyone tomorrow, same time, 7:30. Have a good Monday. Have a good day tomorrow as well, guys. Hopefully we get some updates on Hojlund, on Amrabat, maybe some sale news as well in terms of players going out. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Thank you for 44 likes, and I will see everybody tomorrow.